deal in President Trump's effort to effectively reshape the global trading order.
Let's talk about Donald Trump and what's going on with this EU trade deal. We talked about it yesterday, but Trump basically got the EU to completely bow to giving us better deals. This was exactly what the tariffs were all about. It was a threat to get people to the table. And of course it did. And months later, we're seeing where the deals land. They are landing quite clearly in the pro-America camp. Here is a compilation of CNN even admitting that Trump's EU trade deal is pretty spectacular.
The early reviews are in on the new trade deal announced with the European Union. The Financial Times says the deal marks a victory for Trump.
Is this a fantastic deal then struck by Donald Trump?
Absolutely a victory on behalf of the Trump administration.
Isabel, the bottom line is this is the biggest trade deal in President Trump's effort to effectively reshape the global trading order.
On this deal, the European Union, this is a big win for the U.S.
The bigger picture is that Trump is still very much pursuing his longer-term goal of achieving what he perceives to be fairness for America.
It's a triumph of a lot of things. Certainly, the president ought to take a victory lap. I think it ends up being good for the European Union. It's a blow against the convention.
Okay, so that was obviously more than CNN. That was Bloomberg News and a couple other things. But virtually everybody right now is looking at the numbers. They're fairly easy to look at and being like, oh, we got a better deal than we had. And sometimes reality just smacks you in the face and you can't deny it. Now I want to read this interesting Twitter thread. This is by a guy by the name of Stern Drew. He's a crypto influencer on X, and he broke down some of the benefits right here. Listen to this. It's a bit long, so bear with us here. Trump just brokered the most one-sided deal in modern history. No one's talking about the real reason why, because it was a bailout disguised as a trade deal. Let's connect the dots. Listen to this. 1, Trump forced the EU to pay 15% tariffs on exports to the US, accept 0 tariffs on US goods, commit to hundreds of billions in US energy and arms, but that's just the surface. Let's go deeper. Why would the EU agree to such a humiliating deal? A region known for decades of trade protectionism suddenly surrendering their leverage. Because Trump didn't walk in with diplomacy. He walked in with leverage they couldn't ignore. During his first term, Trump strengthened NATO dependency on U.S. energy, shifted military manufacturing dominance back to the U.S., dismantled the EU's ability to form an independent energy bloc. The trap was set years ago. Now Europe's hooked on American fuel and firepower. Fellas, let's be real. Everyone could use an extra hand. But with Blue Chew, you get an extra leg. They're the original service offering chewable tablets to help you with performance, and now they've taken it up a notch. Introducing Blue Chew Max, a powerhouse formula combining the active ingredients of Viagra and Cialis into one chewable tablet. This combo is so strong you might even have to move towns with the amount of noise you'll be making. That means fast-acting, long-lasting support when you need it most. Be ready when the moment's right. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with a licensed medical provider, and once approved, your prescription ships directly to your door discreetly and hassle-free. No waiting rooms, no awkward conversations, no pharmacy lines. And here's the best part. We've got a special deal just for you. Try your first month of Blue Chew free when you use promo code Rubin. Just pay $5 shipping. So if you've been looking to step up your game, head on over to BlueChew.com and use promo code Rubin to get started. More confidence, better moments, delivered straight to you. For more details and important safety information, visit BlueChew.com. Meanwhile, Germany is deindustrializing. France is burning internally. Italy and Spain are buried in debt. The EU needs America badly, and Trump knew exactly when to strike. He threatened the EU with tariffs, who in turn threatened Trump that they would turn to China. Desperation? Some say the deal was unfair. But what if it wasn't a deal at all? What if it was a bailout disguised as trade? The EU got survival, Trump got leverage, and America got paid. They laughed at Trump in 2018 when he warned Germany about energy dependence on Russia. Now they're begging for LNG, power, weapons, and political power from the US. Beneath all of this is the elephant in the room, the Ukraine black hole. Billions in EU funds drained, war fatigue setting in. Trump knew if you control their fuel and their defense, you don't need to win an argument, you dictate the terms. Trump's building the economic trapdoors that lead back to American dominance. And who is unhappiest? France, the globalist puppet. How was the deal finalized? Before this deal was struck, Trump threatened 100% tariffs on EU cars, steel, and luxury goods. In return, EU leaders panicked. Von der Leyen even hinted at pivoting to China. Brussels thought they could bluff. Trump called it and flipped the entire board. So ask yourself, why would Europe agree to a deal that looks one-sided on paper? What did Trump offer behind the scenes, or what did he threaten to expose? This isn't just diplomacy, this is the art of leverage. Okay, so there is a lot in that. We will see where some of this shakes out. But by every account, even on mainstream media now, they're golf clapping Donald Trump. So there was a whole lot of stuff set up here. The particular line in that I thought was most interesting is the 2018 line. Remember when Donald Trump, Trump 45, remember when he gave the big speech at the UN General Assembly and he talked about how Germany particularly is going to regret not being energy independent, and the Germans laughed at him while he was giving the speech? Well, they're not laughing anymore. We just got a phenomenal trade deal that, on top of everything else, includes a tremendous amount. We covered the numbers specifically yesterday. A tremendous amount of revenue for the United States.